For 7 years, I have been growing microgreens. I have been growing some other things inside grow rooms. And today you are going to learn about the challenges that you are going to face when you are starting a vertical farm. Because starting a vertical farm is not something that comes by itself. Getting success in any field requires a lot of effort, a lot of action, and it requires you to be able to work together with others, build teams, organize a lot of different stuff. And in this video, you are going to learn the challenges you are going to face when you start up a vertical farm. My name is Anders. I have started a bunch of vertical farms all over Europe. We are growing in different ways and for different clients all over Europe. We are helping others in America as well, and we are supplying other growers like yourself with seeds and lights and a lot of different stuff on nordichydro.com. We've been growing our vertical farms for the last 7 years now, and I have learned a lot of lessons in that journey. I've spoken with many farmers around Europe growing microgreens, and in this video you are going to understand the challenges you will face in learning to master growing microgreens for profits. This video will be about the 7 challenges that I think that you will face that is concerning to you before starting up a vertical farm, or maybe you already have a vertical farm and are facing these challenges. If you're facing these challenges, we have already overcome most of them, or basically all of them, because as you see on our YouTube channel, we have quite a big farm and we are expanding all the time in a lot of different countries. So if you want our help, go to nordichydro.com, press the mentorship tab, and then see what we're able to offer you. If you want to work together with us, then awesome, let's get in contact and let's get into the video. So the first challenge of vertical farming is finding customers. Maybe you can easily set up a farm, maybe you can easily find a niche product that you can grow, but it's not so easy to go out into the real world and find customers. Maybe it's easy to find customers who buys from you once, twice, 3 times, and then you never hear from them again. But actually finding customers who's willing to consistently buy from you all the time, so you don't have to go out and chase customers all the time, but you can actually just make a sale one time and then the sale will continue to happen. That's the challenge of vertical farming, because if you are not able to do this, you are going to run around and try to find customers all the time. That's going to take a lot of your energy, while you also have to grow and administer your company and your employees and all these things. Then it's not going to be a scalable model that you have. If you find customers who can buy from you on a recurring basis, then it's much easier to build a business and to actually just keep operating that business. So that is the first challenge of vertical farming. Then, of course, the next challenge is maintaining a stable quality, because maybe you have found how to grow it, maybe you have found how to get recurring customers, but now your challenge becomes, how can you maintain a stable quality? How can you make sure that you don't have to grow 20 trays to just deliver 10 of them? Because you have promised customers that you have to deliver 10 trays each week, or 10 boxes each week, or however you sell it. And then you need to actually make double that amount, because you are not sure if the quality you're going to produce matches the sales that you have already set up. So if you are not understand how this works and how to actually make it consistently, then you're not going to be able to build your business and scale your business like you want to, because you have too much time spent on resources and energy on making extra trays that you don't even sell, and you know already you're not going to sell them. So that's going to be a big headache for you and a big challenge for you to overcome. Well, one of the biggest challenges in vertical farm, I would say, is having a reliable power source, because if the energy runs out here, then we are pretty effed up, because we are not able to grow anything in a farm like this without energy. So having a stable power source is essential in succeeding with a vertical farm. If you don't have a stable power source, get that fixed. If you can't fix it, don't start a vertical farm. Sorry, but I would not do it then. This is essential. So stable power source, not stable, keep out of the business. Of course, you need to have a reliable water source as well, because the vertical farming is awesome because we use a lot of less water. We can take all the water that evaporates in the farm and we can reuse it, and we can make it awesome because we can dehumidify the air and then take it and put it back into our water reservoirs and do a lot of stuff with that. But unless we have a reliable source of water, then it's not gonna be good. We need to have a good quality water source. We need to have a reliable source that doesn't just stop from one day and then we don't have water for a week and then we have to fix that that can be solved, but having a stable water source is essential for your vertical farm. Maybe you have a stable power source, you have stable water, you are able to find recurring customers, you are able to have a stable quality, but are you able to keep those recurring customers? Will you be able to say for the next year that maximum 5% of your customers will stop doing business with you and the next rest of the 95% will keep being a customer for you in a year? That's the next challenge, because maybe you can't get them, maybe you can't find these customers who's buying recurrently, but unless you are able to supply them with a good enough customer service and communication and understanding how this connects and how you are bringing value to each other, then you're not going to succeed. You're going to have a big challenge doing this and having these issues. The challenges of a vertical farm is also that you are going to harvest different crops each season. Maybe there will be a bad harvest on the fields. We don't know how the weather is going to be in the next year. So maybe a certain crop will not grow properly all over Europe or America or wherever it grows. And if you're not able to understand that, okay, so this year has been a bad harvest for all of the mustard seeds, that's going to be a challenge, because if you have promised your customers a consistent basis of mustard seeds and mustard microgreens, then you will have an issue supplying them. If you have a contract that says that in the next 3 years you will have to supply this customer with these trays, and if you're not able to find the proper seeds in the proper quality, then you're going to have a big issue. That's going to be a big challenge for you. Last challenge is finding proper seeds, proper lights, proper equipment. So a lot of the different seed companies, they say that they're testing the seeds and they're testing different batches. But what we learned as farmers is that even if the lot number is the same, the seeds company can be like, yeah, F it, we just put this batch and mix it together, and we don't really care. So unless you have a business that's already using a lot of seeds already and checking the quality for you, you will not be able to get the right kind of quality all the time and the stable quality, because sometimes you're going to buy a big lot of some seeds home and then it's all going to be wrong, and then if you're unlucky you're not able to deliver that back, and then you're going to have issues with shipping back and forth, and it's going to be expensive to do that. So that's going to be a challenge for you, unless you have somebody like us, for example at Nordic Hydro, who already uses tons and tons of seeds and are checking the batches for you and only sending out batches that we know work and we can guarantee works for microgreens. Then it's going to be a challenge for you. So this is why we made Nordic Hydro, because we had all these challenges. We felt that there was a hole in the market for being able to supply this to farmers like yourself, who needs a stable quality, who needs it to be as consistent as possible. When you have promised your customer something, you will actually be able to deliver that on a consistent basis year over year. And we wanted to do this for you, so we felt that it could be a win-win making Nordic Hydro, supplying seeds and lights and all that, because we've been working with this for over a decade by now. We know what works and we know what lasts, because some of the lights we've used for 5, 6, 7 years, and we just know what works in terms of the quality and what works in terms of getting you to the point of actually making a stable product. So that's what we are doing on Nordic Hydro. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope that you learned something about the challenges of vertical farming you're going to face when you start your own farm, or maybe you already have your farm and are facing these challenges. Then You will know that we have already solved all of them. Go to nordichydro.com. We are able to also help you on a consulting basis and teach you how to overcome all these challenges. If this is interesting for you, let me hear from you and we can work together. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.